Anytime you read about a birthday in the Bible, our people died. So now we celebrate it, we think it's something of greatness, right? According to the Bible, how long were we supposed to live, the children of Israel? Anybody know? How long were we supposed to live? Forever. Death was instituted because, give me Romans 6 and verse 23 real quick. Then we're gonna go. We were supposed to live forever. Now think about it. If a man is living 1,000 years, on 1,000 years, we're gonna celebrate happy 1,000th birthday? No, right? Because now it starts to become redundant. Right. So now we celebrate birthdays because we died. That's why you think it's something to celebrate. Because you know there's a death coming for you. But your job should be, how do I get back to living forever? That's what you should be thinking about. That's what you should tell your sister. Read that. This is the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23.
Bring it out.
For the wages of sin is death. Now, you may hear that verse and say, we all die. We're all going to get put to death. What it's saying is the wages of your sin, which all of y'all are caught up in because you just learned today that Christ was a black man. So in your life, you sin. And the wage for that sin is death. Eternal damnation. That's what this is talking about. Meaning you're going to go into hellfire. But prior to that, Adam was supposed to live forever. Solomon was supposed to live forever. Right. You men that I'm looking at are supposed to live forever. But the punishment for you serving this white image is death. The punishment for serving birthdays is death. It's eternal damnation. So if you love your sister, you would tell her, we can't celebrate birthdays no more. Because the punishment for that is exactly why we're celebrating. We're celebrating our death. For the wages of sin is death. But the gift of God is eternal life. You see what God is supposed to give your sister as a gift? Her gift is supposed to be eternal life. You think by giving her your attention on a day and a cake and some flowers that you're giving her something to honor. But what you're teaching her is to celebrate death. That's what you're teaching your sister. Go to Genesis chapter 40 verse 20. So you're the big brother. You're supposed to show her the right thing. You got to change her mind. Read that.
What'd you say? They ain't subscribed yet. So what I'm doing all this teaching for and nobody's subscribing to the page. It's time for you to subscribe. Subscribe to IUIC Los Angeles page. Get up on the latest scriptures, the latest news, the things we bringing out, because it's here for you. All right?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 40 and verse 20. Now watch this. I told you, anytime we read about birthdays, it was a king or the other nations celebrated, and we died. I'm going to show you that in the Bible. Read that. And it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday. You see whose birthday it was? Whose birthday was it? Whose birthday was it today? That was Pharaoh, right? Pharaoh would be the king or the ruler over Egypt. So when the king had a birthday, on his day every month, you celebrated. That's where birthdays comes from. If the king was born on the 15th, every month on the 15th, you celebrated because the king made you. You understand? So now you're following that because you died. Read. That he made a feast unto all his servants. His servants was the children of Israel. We were the slaves under Pharaoh. Go ahead. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and the chief baker among his servants. Read. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again. And he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker. He did what on his birthday? He hanged the chief baker. You see what would happen on birthdays? When the king would celebrate his birthday, we would die. That's what happened. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 now, and let's see if it changed. We're in the Old Testament. Let's see if that changed. So now you got to learn something and tell your sister, we can't celebrate this no more. Every time we celebrate this in our history, we died. We died, we died, we died. And now we're trying to get what? Eternal life. That's what we are here to teach you. So there ain't nowhere to go. What you're going to is death. But what you should be staying here to learn is eternal life. 2 Maccabees 6 and 6, and we're going to read 6 and 7. Let's get that. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days. You see? It was not lawful at one point for us to keep the Sabbath. For you men to say we're the Israelites, to say we're the tribe of Issachar, to say we're Judah, to say we're Benjamin. It was unlawful for you to do that. If you did that, you went to jail. You were put to death. Read. Or ancient feasts. You couldn't keep your feast days. You couldn't keep the Sabbath. What you would do is you would have to serve what the king told you to serve. Let's see what the king told you to serve. Read. Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. Read. And in the day of the king's birth. Wait a minute. There it go again. You see what it said on the day of what? And in the day of the king's birth. You see how it's always mentioned as the king's day. It's never mentioned as the Israelites' day. And the day of the king's birth. Go ahead. Every month. They were brought by bitter constraint. What does it mean by bitter constraint? What does that mean? If I'm making you do something by bitter constraint, what does that mean? If something's bitter, do you like it? Huh? No? Okay. No, not sick. It's saying I forced you. Bitter constraint means I take this brother and I say, you're going to go do this. And he's fighting back. We were brought to celebrate on the King's Day by bitter constraint. Meaning at one point the Israelites didn't celebrate birthdays. At one point we said, we're not doing this. Say it again. They put a gun to their head so you could get a picture, right? A sword to your head. I got a sword to this brother's neck. This is your brother. You love him. I got a sword to his neck saying, if you don't come celebrate the king's birthday, he dies. That's what they were doing. Read it again from the top.
And in the day of the king's birth, every month, they were brought.
How often? Every what?
Every month.
You see how we celebrated birthdays? Because the king forced us. So every month the king will make us worship his birthday. Y'all are doing that because you're following a pagan custom. Read.
They were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept.
So we were forced to worship on the king's day. And on that day, we had to eat whatever the king gave us. So if he gave us pork, which is against the Bible, we were forced to eat it. If he gave us shrimp, we were forced to eat it. Now, you celebrate it willingly. But when your ancestors were in this position, they would have never celebrated a birthday. They would have never said, we got to go celebrate the birthday. But they celebrate it now because they have oppressors that put that into their head. You understand?
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
So we read in the Old Testament, we read in the Apocrypha. Now we're going to see if they change. Y'all know who John the Baptist is? Yeah. Okay, what happened to John the Baptist? He got beheaded, right? When? He got, hold on, for what? For what? For a birthday gift. Would you look at that? What? Look at that. You see, she just walked up. I didn't hire her. She walked up and she said, on a birthday, John's head was cut off his body. You ain't supposed to be celebrating birthdays. Matthew 14 is 6.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 14 and verse 6. Bring it out. But when Herod's birthday was kept.
You see what it said? When the king's birthday, again, Herod was the king of the Jews. He was over us. Go ahead.
The daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. Yep. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would have. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, give me to hear John Baptist's head in a charger.
You see what she asked for on her birthday? Her gift was John the Baptist, your forefather's head on a platter. Now you think if you don't give your little sister a gift, you wronged her?
Bring it out.
You see how we've been destroyed as a people? Give me that in Ecclesiastes 10. My sister, my brother, wait 1 second. We got to show you who we all are according to the Bible. I want folly and saying great dignity. I think it's Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 6. What you got to understand, my brother, before you go. Okay, I understand. Before you go, remember, never celebrate a birthday again, all right? That's not what we're supposed to do. That was never our custom. That's it. Is it folly saying great dignity? 10 and 6.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 6. Bring it out. Folly is set in great dignity.
Foolishness has been set as an authoritative thing. Folly, idiot things have been set as something you're supposed to be doing. That's folly. Birthdays are folly. Think about it. You're celebrating your death, one. You're celebrating your forefather's death. You're celebrating something they used to force you to do. Now you say it's the right thing, but it said folly or foolishness has been set up as something that you should honor. I'm coming to you.
I gotta go.
Yep.
I just got a question.
Okay. I'm gonna answer it.
Is there like different?
Let me finish this point, and then I'm coming to your question. Just 2 seconds. All right. Go ahead.
And the rich sit in low place.
The rich, you are the rich. Y'all on the bottom of society. The Bible is talking about you when it refers to the rich, but you in a low place. You know why you celebrate your birthday? Because you want something to feel good. You want something so you can feel like we built up to this moment. We deserve this, but you should be celebrating eternal life. That's what you got to learn to celebrate. Read.
I have seen servants upon horses.
The servants is the so-called white men that you see riding around on the horses, on police horses, on horses all over the world. They're the servants to you. That's what the Bible is saying. Read.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
You are the princes that are walking on the ground, that are trying to celebrate a birthday so you can feel some sense of honor. The honor is to keep God's commandments and be set back on high.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.